whoever trying to find. You can't put those two guys together and say just because they're the same height almost that they're going to be the same player.
Right.
That's ridiculous. They have two different brains inside their dang minds, and they think differently. Things make them, they think differently how they see things on the field, or whatever it may be. But they're two different people, two different players. I mean, but they might just look alike in stature, but that doesn't make them, where they're going to play the same. I don't get it. I think it's too much of a risk to just draft somebody on hype. It's just way too much of a risk, way too much. And it's no guarantee. Nothing's guaranteed. We know that. But this right here, there's no guarantee that his game is going to translate to the NFL, just like Tim Couch didn't, just like Brandon Whedon didn't, just like a few other those guys that ran that same offense couldn't flourish in the NFL because they were not able to think NFL, defense is coming at you. Yeah. And another thing about that air raid offense, the college football field hash marks are 40 feet apart. The NFL is 18 feet. So that's why it works so good in the college ranks, because the ball could be lined up on the opposite hash mark, and they've got all that one whole side of a field pretty much empty. You can run people in that space all day with that offense.
Yeah.
But in NFL, that's going to be a lot tighter. So that's why a lot of those guys struggle, like Tim Couch, Brandon Wheat. All these guys struggle when they come in because it's too fast for them. Can that offense translate? We don't know if that's going to translate with Murray. We have no idea.
Yeah.
I think it's too much of a risk, man. That's why I say we stick with Rosen and get a plethora of defensive players and get N'Keal Harry, and we'll be straight.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. And you wrote an article about this a while back about N'Keal Harry with his combine performance, and he might have played himself out of the second round and into the first round, and that's where being able to trade that pick and move down would pay off.
Exactly. We better do it, man. We have to do it. And I think a lot of people are sleeping on N'Keal Harry, too.
Which could help. It could help him fall enough back to us.
I think it will help because I think he'll be a late first round pick. But a lot of teams are sleeping on this guy. And I think, I don't know why. I mean, it could be a bias, but I'm telling you, the eye test and watching this guy, they're sleeping on him. Right. And he's got a lot of things, too, that are playing against him as well, like his quarterback. Manny was a good quarterback for him in that offense, but Manny wasn't the most accurate guy. Manny was not the most big in stature star quarterback that some of these other receivers had.
Right, and we were at the MSU game, and there was a couple times where Harry, had he had not overthrown him, would have been a touchdown.
Numbers would have been off the charts.
Yeah,
his numbers would have been off the charts, and it's like, okay, give him one of those red shirt guys. Give him one of those guys that's going to get into the NFL in the combine. They didn't even invite Manny to the combine. I thought he was going to be there, but he didn't even get invited to the combine. So it's like,
I didn't hear any updates on it, but
yeah, give N'Keal a quarterback like that, and what would he look like then? So I'm just saying, people are sleeping on his skill. They're sleeping on he runs the perfect routes.
He's got great size.
And they cheated him in a few inches on his height. At least he thought that, but you look at that receiving list that was on that in the combine. He is stronger than every last one of those receivers.
Well, I wouldn't say that. You seen that one guy?
Even a DK dude, because when you look at their reps on the bench press, he hit 27 reps, and the next guy close to him that hit 21. Everybody else didn't cross the 20s. So I'm like, how is he the strongest guy? And that dude looked like a freaking Hulk.
DK must not have any fast food in the last 7 years. Maybe that's why.
Oh man, but N'Keal is he is really strong, man, and
yeah,
I just think they're sleeping on him. But let's just hope the Cardinals do, get lucky, I guess. But now,
because that could be the next Terrell Suggs. I mean, 16 years from now, we might be able to sign N'Keal Harry back to the Cardinals after a 16-year career. You know what I mean? Between him and Todd Heap, those are the biggest mistakes.
We could have had Adrian Peterson. We could have had a lot of people.
But you're talking ASU products. You got Todd Heap and Terrell Suggs. Those are guys that you didn't get to lock in.
Correct. But we got a lot of holes like you were talking about, this Cardinal team. We still have
like a Swiss 17. Cheese amount.
Yeah, you're not lying. We've got 17 free agents to be unrestricted free agents coming up. Let's go through this list. I'm gonna give you the names of some of these guys. I'm not gonna name all of them because that's just way too many. But I'm gonna give you some of the core guys that were on this team last year that really were the core guys of the team last year.
We'll play stay or play.
Yeah, stay or play, or you think they're going to keep him or not? But we already know they got rid of three key ones already with Josh Bynes, Antoine Bethea, and Mike Glennon. But
Mike Glennon wasn't so much key, but yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying. Backup quarterback should
right,
be solidified
right.
with somebody that you had on your team
yeah.
that knows. Well, we don't even know what we're running now, so it's a different offense and everything. So yeah, that would that would make a little bit more sense then, I guess. So okay, the unrestricted free agents. The first one, the biggest name, Marcus Golden, staying or going?
Am I going with my head or my heart on this one?
Oh man, if it's heart, we know he's staying. But
it's heart, we know he's
go
staying.
With reality.
The reality right now, you just picked up Terrell Suggs.
Exactly.
You got a bunch of draft picks coming up.
Yep. Exactly.
I want Golden to stay, but I think I'm hearing a lot of rumors about him going to the Raiders, and that would be a great addition for the Raiders. Well, you know, John Gruden's looking like he's a lot smarter than we thought he was. He was just gutting the team. We had no idea why. Turned out he was making some moves. I had actually messaged Marcus's dad today on Facebook, and I was just saying, you know, how no matter where he goes, the team's going to be blessed to have him because he's definitely one of the hardest working guys. He's one of the most humble guys. He's just a great guy to have on a team, and it's going to suck to see him leave. Like it's not as like, oh, Tyrann Mathieu left, and now there's like a jaded feel. No, like Marcus Golden leaves, like a part of your locker room kind of dies.
Everything, yeah.
And it's hard, and he's going to be a great pickup for somebody, especially if he can stay healthy this year and have a bounce back year. I'd like to see him get more than just a 1-year prove-it deal, but who knows?
Let me ask you one thing about Marcus Golden. Has he put enough on tape to warrant a big payoff right now?
I wouldn't say a big payoff. I would say he's done
type payoff where we have to match a number that is like, okay, that's a little bit too high for us, but we're not going to match that. I mean,
I don't know if it's hard to tell if Steve Keim's even willing to match anything.
Exactly.
Because maybe he's already planned accordingly. I would like to see Marcus get some sort of like a 3-year deal. Maybe it's a bonus incentive all over it. That way he can kind of earn his keep. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see the Cardinals matching it, and it sucks. It's just one of those things that you can see the writing on the wall and the business side of it, and you know where it's going to go, and you just don't want it to go there.
Exactly. I see him in the category of a 1-year prove-it deal again.
Yeah.
From some team. I don't see a team just saying, "Oh, I got to get that guy because he's going to be the bell cow of my defense to rush the quarterback." He's got to get back into that. He's got to show and prove that he can get back to that level he was playing the year before he got hurt. And that's what I'm saying. Has he put enough on tape? What he did for the Cardinals that year was a lot. That was a good year.
Right.
So is that enough? Is that enough to say, okay, I know what he could be when he's healthy. Will a team take a chance on that? And we'll see. But I'm pretty sure somebody's going to come running for that. The next guy on the list here is Deion Buchanan. We already know there's talks going around that the ex-BA coaches are looking for this guy. Because, hey, he was in that system, so they're running the same thing that they were running. So, of course, why not get a guy that knows what you're running?
Yep.
Makes sense to me. I think for sure he's gone. I already know he's definitely gone.
Yeah, I would say he's as good as gone, and it sucks. Another one that, that's a guy that you love to see because he hits hard and he plays with his heart on his chest, but you already got rumors about the Giants and the Bucks going after him, and you don't hear anything about the Cardinals going after him, so that's usually not a good sign. So I would say the dollar backer is gone in AZ.
Let's just take a quick break here, and we'll come back and hit a few more of these guys up. As far as there's a couple of safeties there, they on
big
Buchanan.
Market.
Now we got, a lot of the thing's gone. It's like, wow. Then we got another one on the list here. We got to see if we're gonna get rid of or not. Somebody that kind of looks like the Predator on the field. You listen to the Kazual Sportz Show. We're gonna be right back, Bird Gang, Suns Nation, and we're going to talk a little bit more about these Cardinals and free agency and a little bit more about who won in the Antonio Brown dispute with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Did they just falter and give up? Man, sounds like it to me. Kazual Sportz Show. Hit us up on our website, www.ksrnaz.com. We'll be right back, Bird Gang.
MPX, a neighborhood joint located at 4717 East Bell Road, is not just another restaurant. It's a community partner and gathering point. At MPX, everything is made from scratch. The menu is a creative spin on traditional American classic. Every item on the menu has a story behind it. From Ashley's Biscuit Chili, raised short ribs, to the PB&J French toast, there's a new favorite waiting for you. In addition to being the ideal neighborhood joint, MPX is committed to uplifting the community, partnering with local schools, hosting benefits, and give back. If you're looking to schedule an event, MPX, a neighborhood joint, is the perfect location to come together. And while you're there, be sure to check out the 195-inch TV. For more information, call MPX at 602-788-7134. Visit www.mpx.life. Follow us on Twitter at MPXLife. Like us on Facebook or stop in. Again, we're located at 4717 East Bell Road in Phoenix. MPX, the official neighborhood joint of the Easy Sports Talk Show. Be sure to tell a friendly and courteous staff Ed and Jim sent you.
Whether a growing family or an upcoming retirement, Debbie Bishop of Homeowners Financial Group USA, LLC is there to help. As a generational lender, Debbie assists everyone from first-time homebuyers to seniors looking into reverse mortgages. With products like FHA, VA, conventional, and jumbo financing, Debbie will work with you to find the loan to best fit your needs. Call 480-305-8505 for a consultation or apply online at homeownersfg.com/Debbie Bishop. NMLS number 234947, BK 0906222, and MLS number 93718, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Jay from The Focus with Jay Adams. I want to tell you about my friends at Majestic Services. Are you a homeowner? When was the last time you had your awnings cleaned? What about the oil stains in your driveway? Majestic Services has you covered. They're your pressure washing and window cleaning experts. With over 11 years of experience, they'll provide you with a free, no-obligation quote for your awnings, patio blinds, sidewalks, garage floors, driveways, and house pads. You take care of your car by washing it, right? Well, the outside of your house gets dirty too. So whether concrete, brick, stone, asphalt, stucco, pool decks, and more, Majestic Services will remove dirt, oil, bird droppings, grease, and more. Give Matt a call at 602-881-8228. That's 602-881-8228. Commercial or residential, valley-wide. Let Majestic Services do your dirty work. 602-881-8228.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
When you ask me how I'm feeling today, my walk say it all in my sway. Have a nice day. Can't fuck with my vibe today. I'm quick to say, going about your way.
Welcome back into the Casual House. Earl Burnett, Sean McConnell, Kazual Sportz Show. Go ahead and hit us up on all 3 social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also at our website. So that's actually 4 things you can hit us up on. You can also still download the app as well, www.ksrnaz.com. All right, man. So let's get back into this Cardinal talk here. A couple of more guys on this list. Trey Boston.
Trey Boston.
The Predators.
Oh, that's tough.
He didn't come in as good as I thought he was going to be last year, man. I know he had to learn a new defense and learn what we do and all that, but
he had some good hits.
His coverage,
got a lot of flags.
He had a lot of good hits, but his coverage was like really suspect, man. He was like, late on a lot of things.
We got to keep some safeties, so I'm going to say he stays.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, you got to have some depth. Yeah, that might just kind of be a roster thing for depth in that position.
Yeah, you can't cut them all.
Huh?
You can't cut them all.
Yeah, that's true. You got to have 53. Oh, man. Okay, so let's go with the offensive line. And let's talk about first, before we go with the guy that's on his offensive line, we brought in an offensive lineman, another somewhat injury-prone offensive lineman coming in that only played 2 full seasons out of his whole 8 years, but he's a veteran. He's won some games. He's been to the playoffs. He's also won a national championship, BCS championship. So it's like, okay, he's got a lot of pedigree, a lot of experience, but can he stay healthy? It's always the same thing we deal with every single year. Can he stay healthy? Those are the four words that are going to be planted, should be planted on the side of the stadium for our team over the last few years. Can he stay healthy? What do you think about that signing?
I mean, it's definitely one of the Keim specials of prove it. Let's see if you can stay healthy. Let's see if you work out. But recent track history hasn't always proven to be great in that area. I'm definitely anxious about it. Hopefully we'll be able to address some depth in the draft or maybe in the free agency late. I don't know how this offensive line is going to shake out. It looks pretty interesting, but it also looks pretty questionable at the same time. It's just such a weird teeter-totter that we've got going on for the offensive line, more so than I think in previous years. And, all I can be is hopeful.
Exactly. Well, the one guy on the offensive line that's up for unrestricted free agency is Mike Iupati. So what do you think? He's coming or going?
I think he's retiring, honestly. I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I think he's done. I mean, I think he's done a lot in this game.
He's got enough left in the tank, huh?
I don't think he's got enough left in the tank. I think he's content with what he's accomplished, unless you see him go somewhere that's a championship contender, just to kind of give one more swing at it and see if they can make a late push. But, yeah, I think he's gone. So I'll say gone by retirement.
Yeah, he'll be on some team, like you said, championship contender as a reserve. He definitely wouldn't be. The starting days are done with.
Right.
Okay, the biggest one that everybody's been kind of throwing out on social media, Rodney Gunther. Gotta keep this guy, man, right? We gotta keep this guy. The veteran that he is. As a backup, of course, he's not going to be starting or anything like that. But give him some minutes to spell whoever is going to be on that other side or whatever that he's be spelling. But he brings a lot to the table still.
He was very good in rotation, especially late last year. He was coming up with a lot of good plays, especially in run defense. Yeah, I would like to keep Rodney Gunther, absolutely. I mean, he's definitely not blossomed as quick as everyone would have liked, but
correct.
I mean, I still think he's one of those guys that can stay in the mix, and he's obviously cheaper than having to re-sign Marcus Golden. I think he'd come in a little bit cheaper, and that's probably where the Cardinals will like to stay.
And he's also a great locker room guy. I mean, last year was a abominable season. It was just horrible, but he was always one of those positive dudes that was still saying we need to keep fighting. We need to do this. We got to be showing professionalism. Him and Marcus Peters. I mean, not Marcus Peters. What's the guy's name? Corey Peters.
Corey Peters, yep.
Corey Peters, both those two veterans were like our core of trying to keep the thing together. So he's a good locker room guy. I think he's a good guy to keep on the field and off the field for this team. Okay, the room that's struggling right now, J.J. Nelson.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's got to be gone.
If he's not, then I am entirely intrigued on how Kingsbury is going to use him, because he might see him as, oh, you've been used all wrong. Let's use you this way. That would be interesting to me. However, he has not been able to be depended on when it comes to catching the ball, and that's objective number one when you're a wide receiver is catch the ball. Yeah. So if he stays, I'd be very surprised.
He's got some serious dirt on Keim or something. They love this dude. They will not cut this dude for nothing. It's like he should have been gone last year.
Yeah, well, it didn't shake out the way it was supposed to with the wide receiver room. I mean,
there's so many things in free agency that they can do for speed, like Tavon Austin. Tavon Austin's been overrated, in my opinion, since he's been in this league.
His whole career,
But you bring him in here in that offense, you can turn him into something, because I'm telling you, that offense is built for receivers pretty much.
Yeah, just stop running him in the jet sweep, please, because everyone knows it's coming.
Yeah, please stop running him out of the backfield. He doesn't.
Everyone knows it's coming. That's the one thing he does.
It's coming. The Jets, the wide receiver screen, and the jet. They know it's coming.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think JJ has seen his last days here. But then let's look. Is there a team out there that that would want a J.J. Nelson, or is his time in the NFL pretty much over with?
No, I wouldn't say he's not going to make a team. Like, I could see him, the Browns have a pretty good wide receiver room. I would see him being like their number 4. I could see that happening. I would see it somewhere where there's definitely a more crowded room. Kind of let him prove himself, give him like a cheap deal. I don't see him coming in and be like, "Oh yeah, you're our number 2. We're happy to have you," type of thing. I think it would be you're number 4, prove it. Have some splashy plays, maybe play special teams or punt return or whatever. That's where I see him at.
Okay. Well, we got a couple of more guys on the list, but just one more notable guy that I want to look at. Olsen Pierre.
He's got to stay.
Restricted free agent, though.
He's got to stay. I think that's one if the price isn't too high, you definitely match that. His contribution is similar to Gunter's, where it's just you had a very deep offensive line or defensive line last year, and it showed, and it helped keep things interesting as long as they could have been. The only problem was that the defense was on the field so long that everyone was gassed. It didn't matter how many guys you had in the rotation. They were all tired because they were on the field the whole game. So I would say Pierre has to stay. Right.
Okay. So those are the guys that we say coming should stay or go. Hopefully, of course, we're going to be seeing, because Wednesday is the actual
league opens Wednesday.
The league
feeding
opens
frenzy
Wednesday, and all this stuff started. All these deals that are going down in the NFL. Let's get a little bit on that. Antonio Brown to the Raiders.
He finally got his wish.
Got his wish. Pretty much just got what he wanted. I think Pittsburgh just caved in because they're like, you know what? We're not going to go through another year of this again. They did all that with Le'Veon Bell last year, and they do not want that stuff hanging around that locker room for another whole year. Another one going through the same exact thing.
But
2 of them at the same time or whatever at the same time.
It's remarkable to me how quickly that price dropped.
It
was so quick.
Like,
a 3 and a 5.
Wow.
Because the second he starts getting on social media and spouting off, you dropped 3 teams right then. There's only one man crazy enough to take that on, and it's John Gruden. No one else is crazy enough to take that head on.
I was the one screaming at the internet when I saw that. I said, okay, you just contradicted everything you just said. You said you're an entrepreneur. Well, I don't want to be going to none of your seminars, because if that's the way you negotiate to get you paid, I don't want no part of that.
I'm not buying a six-step plan with that haircut.
And it didn't help you coming up there looking like a real live emoji. No. He got what he wanted, though. He got out of Pittsburgh, got a guaranteed $30 million, and I mean, man, hey, can't be mad at him, man, for getting his money. But wow,
I'm just glad he's not in San Fran. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, thank you. I guess that helps. So when we think about, let's talk about real quick, because I want to get on some Sun stuff in the next segment, but that air raid offense and the receivers that we currently have on our roster.
Yeah,
we have 2 receivers that are pretty much able to do what this offense is saying we needed to do. So receiver-wise, we know at some point Keim is going to bring somebody in here.
Mm-hmm.
I preferably like the Tavon Austin signing if we do get him, just for the reason of what this offense does. Because I looked at this offense on tape and I said, let me just see what this offense is all about. Now, there's several things about the offense. They got different formations, a mesh formation, running formation, all those things. But the most intriguing thing about this offense is the 4 receiver verticals.
Mm.
And it's not designed what a vertical is usually designed, because it's usually a Hail Mary or a deep ball. It's not designed just for that. It's designed to get the medium underneath stuff. And all 4 receivers are running evenly down the field in space, and they just have to literally get open. The guy that has the single coverage has to be the one to get open.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that is pretty cool. I watched it on tape, and I'm going, damn, that's the Kansas City Chiefs. You see Tyreek Hill get open so fast so many times because nobody knows. They don't know how to cover, how to get it. And the one thing I love about this offense was that no matter how many defenders you put on the field, you cannot cover all 4 of those receivers with multiple players. You can't. Somebody's going to be singled up. And so it's going to be, who's going to be the guy that's going to get singled up? And can that smart quarterback like a Rosen, which I think he can, find that guy that's singled up every single time, like Mahomes does with Hill. And I see Tavon Austin in that spot. And I'm like, man, him and Christian Kirk can be, tag team in that situation.
Could be. Another receiver, although I see it highly unlikely that is a free agent, is John Brown. It's another fast guy, but bringing him back into this heat could just set him all back where he was.
He might start falling back into the health thing. Yep. So we don't know. I don't even think the Bird game would want that to happen. John Brown didn't really stick around long enough to get that. Oh, he's always going to be Bird game. Bring him back type thing. I don't think he got that. I don't think he got that far yet. But
no, I agree.
I loved when he was first year he was here. He was electric. But
there's a couple receivers out there that would make good number threes.
Right.
I think Dante Moncrief is a free agent that could be a decent pickup. Ideally, I'd like to see, like we both said, is the N'Keal Harry out of the draft. I think that's better for your future with a young core. But yeah, that's like the biggest need, and it's the hardest one to find right now.
Right.
You're not going to trade for an Odell Beckham. You're not trading for Antonio Brown anymore, obviously, and after that, it's just kind of a bunch of role player situational.
You have to definitely have some. The offense. Everybody is pretty much saying it's the quarterback. But when you think about it, the receivers have to be smart receivers in this offense.
Mm-hmm.
Fitz going to shine in this offense.
Right.
He's learning under Christian Kirk's learning under Fitz. He's going to be able to. We need smart guys in this offense because the receivers in this offense have to be instinctually. They have to think on the move,
mm-hmm.
and they have to think on the move and get themselves open and toward all the open space that's going to be in the field. And so you have to read. Am I the single guy that's covered? Am I the guy? Because if you're the guy, now you got to know what you're doing when you are the guy.
Right.
And that all has to happen in split seconds. And it's like we got to have some speed out there first of all, and then some good thinkers. So I don't know why, but maybe we can resurrect this dude's career and bring Tavon in and say, okay, we're not going to do no jet
You're not
sweep.
going to drop this one, are you?
We just want your speed to go run down evenly with the other receivers. And if you singled up, make a move fast and get open. That's basically what that offense is doing.
Man.
Receivers only in the four verts. But
I don't know. I don't think Tavon Austin's the guy, but,
well,
you're going to keep saying it, even when he's not signed.
But Steve Keim, that's his type of signing.
Well, when Tavon Austin is still not on a roster by week 3, then maybe we can just give him a tryout.
Okay, let's go down the receivers on a 4-vert receivers. Let's say we have Fitzgerald. Let's say we have, of course, we'll have Christian Kirk.
Yep.
And then we bring in a Tavon Austin, and then we get N'Keal Harry. Man.
You feel a lot better about it then.
Awesome.
Because Tavon becomes your number 4.
Right. Exactly.
If Tavon's my number 4, then I'm not mad.
Off of him having a big role is just going to be like, look, if you're the single guy, you're open, you get the ball.
Right.
And you get that guy open in space, he's going to be hard to catch.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's just me thinking about this offense and what that air raid looks like. And another thing about the air raid offense, let's not forget about this too. David Johnson's running gaps are going to be more than just little holes. They're going to be gaping holes.
And not to mention him just doing a little cut out for a little pass.
Exactly.
It's going to be wide open.
Exactly. So, man, I think that offense is going to be the whole key. So, and then you add if you do throw a Kyler Murray in that offense, the running part of that just makes it more potent and more dynamic because they don't necessarily need a running quarterback. But we'll see how that goes. I don't think that'll happen.
2 things I got for you. One, we got to mention it because he's a former Cardinal. Tyrann Mathieu signed with the Houston Texans, or not the Houston, from the Houston Texans to the Chiefs. I thought that was a great signing for the Chiefs.
Good sign. And
you've got Mathieu and Eric Berry together.
We're targeting him. They're like, no, there's only one guy we want, and they went after him.
And that's a pretty bad combo of Berry and Mathieu. That reminded me of when it was Weddle and Tony Jefferson. I was like, that's a great underrated safety situation.
That's if they keep Berry though. I don't. You think they're gonna keep him?
I think it makes sense to keep them both.
Yeah, I think it will.
It would look really good. They need the help. That's for sure.
They
One
definitely need defensive.
one player that I'd love for the Cardinals to target that was obviously going to be way out of budget is C.J. Mosley. I think that would just be a great pickup. He's going to get paid.
He's going to be way over Cardinals money.
I know, that's the problem. So we're going to end up probably having to settle.
Because it's like, okay, we got to go ahead and go with the guy that's kind of like on the downside and can give us one more good year of his career.
You're right.
Especially he'll be motivated to play at home. He'll be motivated to get back to where he was. I mean, he had an okay season. He wasn't bad. He had 7 sacks and a lot of tackles or whatever. But
we're probably going to end up with Marshall from the Broncos. I think that'll be a decent fit as well. I'm not going to be mad at that one either. C.J. Mosley's just a monster, and I was just so hopeful, but it's just not going to. We have too many holes, and it's just not going to work. But that's kind of the rest. There's so many things going on with free agency already. It's just insane.
Also, coming up Wednesday, another thing that's going to start to put some puzzle pieces together. Kyler Murray's pro day is Wednesday. So
that'll be great for the number 4 pick. Yeah,
exactly. Cardinals can start getting that thing squared away. See who's going to come running and calling for that number 1. Who's going to come and calling?
Yeah,
because I think that's what this whole thing is. I even think that's where even old man Charlie Casserly is getting his information from. It's somebody in the Cardinal organization that's been orchestrated, throw a little seed out there for some idiot to come running. And this dude coming running.
They didn't tell him to bash Rosen, though. They did not tell him that.
I'm talking about the Kyler Murray thing.
Yeah.
They tried to, put him in there, say he didn't have this, he didn't do that, and then he turned around and got kicked off and did it at Rosen, too. So, I don't know. That dude is just
revoke his card. Yeah. He's got to be done.
Yeah. All right, let's take another quick break here. We're going to come back and hit this Sun stuff up and kind of wrap this thing up. So, Bergen, you're listening to the Kazual Sportz Show. Earl Burnett, Sean McConnell, right here on Facebook Live. We appreciate you guys joining us on Facebook Live. And sorry we haven't looked at some of the comments here. We kind of get the yapping and not looking at the dang on thing over here. But hit us up, Facebook. Hit us up, Twitter, Instagram, and the best website on the web for sports-wise, www.ksrnaz.com. Hang around, Bird Gang and Sons Nation. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Ed Smith, host of the Easy Sports Talk Show. In addition to hosting the show every Saturday, did you know I'm also an inspirational and motivational speaker? Utilizing life experience in my 15-year professional sports career, I offer programs to a wide variety of audiences. Tips from the locker room to the boardroom and beyond. Whether you're a corporate executive, sports organization, or faith-based organization, Ed Smith Speaks can customize a team-building, motivational, and inspirational program to fill your needs. I love to come inspire and motivate your group to create lifelong shining moments. To learn more about booking me for your event, visit edsmithspeaks.com or contact me directly at info@edsmithspeaks.com.
When was the last time you had your awnings cleaned? What about the oil stains on your driveway? Majestic Services has you covered. They're your pressure washing and window cleaning experts. With over 11 years of experience, they'll provide you with a free, no-obligation quote for your awnings, driveways, stucco, concrete, asphalt, pool deck, stone, and more. Give Matt a call at 602-881-8228. Commercial or residential, let Majestic Services do your dirty work. 602-881-8228.
Your sports news and the best shows daily. Tune into the best internet station on the web.
Little jump shot is good.
It's an 8-0 Pollock leading off the second against Ross Stripley.
And a drive to left. That ball's got a chance, and that ball will fly out of here. Number 6.
KSRN, Kazual Sportz Radio Network. Subscribe today.
KSRN, exclusive voice for all fan clubs and the community.
Welcome back. Final segment of the Kazual Sportz Show. That's my man, Blaine Coffee. Make sure you listen to the Hip Hop All Night following the show, 9 o'clock tonight. Following this show tonight, all of the local hip hop artists will be having their music played right here on the network, KSRN. And so our Phoenix Suns, man, are on some type of roll, man. It's like, where did this come from? And how did it all start matriculate? How did this start happening? I think it started happening after Igor got the second technical.
The second technical definitely had to help. That was the straw that broke his back. Yeah, that turned it all around. No, I got a stat for you right here that's doing it. Devin Booker is now averaging 25.1 points per game. That would make him the 20th player in league history to average around 25 points per game at the age of 22 or younger. You throw in the 6 assists per game, and it's only him, D. Rose, LeBron, and Oscar.
Man. That's part of it for sure, but I'm going to tell you what the main part of why they're winning.
I know what it is.
They are number 2 in steals. Can you believe that? They are last in everything else, but they are number 2 in this team gets their hands on everything. I was watching that Warriors game. I'm going, this team is feisty, man. Them arms get when Bridges and Oubre.
It starts with them because they are longer than long.
Exactly, and it has rubbed off on Book. Book is getting better defensively. Have you noticed that?
Well, because everyone's already skittish by the time they get to him. So
he is getting his hands on a lot of the balls, and he's getting his hands in the lanes and steals. And I'm like, this team is feisty, man. They are getting their hands in the lanes, and they get 9. They averaging 9.1 steals a game. That's crazy. Yep. So I'm like, that's the key is their defense. Their defense, they are really, really playing good defense. And then their offense, you can see sometimes their offense struggle coming out of the gate.
Right.
That Knicks game, they came out struggling, but their defense kept them going, kept them in until the offense started to wake up and hit some shots. So, man, I got to give it to Igor. He's got them playing for him defensively first.
Absolutely.
And the offense stuff comes later, and I love it. I did not even watch the Warriors game because I figured there's no way they win it.
No one tuned into that game that's a Suns fan.
I didn't even watch it. I think I was doing that daggone hot shot thing.
You get the final score, and you're like, wait a minute, now I have to see the highlights because how is that possible?
Man, you ain't lying. I went home and hit the day guide and went down to 3 a.m. and hit the record because I had to go watch it.
So tell me,
what the heck happened?
Are you mad that they won?
No, I really don't. I'm glad they're winning, man. Actually, I'm not. All this tanking stuff. There's no guarantee you're gonna get that number 1 pick. So why not? Just keep winning, man. Because I think you need to keep getting these guys in a habit of winning. You look at how they look on the court as opposed to what they used to look like. Remember our conversation about Booker and Ayton, how their relationship on the court didn't seem like they were gelling.
Yeah.
These two dudes is having a ball now.
Yeah.
You can see them interact on the court. They're hitting high fives. I mean, out that article I wrote when they had that game against LeBron, and then when the ball got tipped by Ayton up in the air, and Booker hit it to him, and he ran. I mean, just to see them make that type of play together, and then Booker run up to him and bang him on his chest, like, we haven't seen that. And so now we're seeing the whole team is doing that. They're all interacting with each other. They're having fun. They're playing, having fun. And I love it. I want them to keep winning. If you can keep winning, if you can, what are they, 16 games now?
Yeah.
Let's get past 22. Let's get past 22 games.
And what's crazy for me is, how I love conspiracies and all that.
Of course.
Zion Williamson is by far going to be the number 1 pick. I think we can agree on that.
Of course.
It's the writing's on the wall right now is that New York's going to get that pick because New York needs a boost, and Zion's going to be that boost, right?
Correct.
No better way for that not to happen than for the team that's going to be in the top 3 to actually start winning games and playing competitive and looking like a good team that's actually trying hard, for them to freeze the envelope in the Suns' favor and let them get that number 1 and say, you know what, Knicks, you got to try harder than that because you're putting on garbage on the field.
Right.
Court. I apologize. We're just talking Cardinals, but that would be great and all. It's not going to happen, but losing as many games as possible doesn't guarantee you Zion anymore.
It's not guaranteeing you anything.
Not with this new draft lottery.
If anything, for me, and like I said, I got some wild ideas myself.
Yeah, Tavon Austin being one of them.
Oh, man. Okay, that's a good one. But I got some wild ideas myself, man. Keep winning and show a superstar out there that, hey, if I can be the last piece to that team.
Yeah.
Man.
It's got to be a power forward.
Can you imagine KD in this offense with this team?
No snakes allowed. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying.
This ain't the Diamondbacks.
Kind of close. Him and Booker kind of close. They kind of there's some connection.
We need a power forward.
If KD wanted to go to a team that's ready to say we need one good superstar that can lead us to that promised land, if he ever want to get out of that cupcake and that soft mentality, come to a team that you can be the man to lead. I'm telling you, it would be a perfect fit.
Let me sidestep and ask you this. What do you think Josh Jackson's market value is right now?
I think he's got some value. I think he's got enough value to where they can get something back pretty good for him.
A starter?
No, I don't know.
You'd have to throw something else in with it? Maybe some picks and another player?
Right.
Because he's becoming slowly the odd man out.
He sure is.
Kelly Oubre is playing out of his mind, and Mikal Bridges is complimenting Oubre on the court at the same time. Those two guys look like the ones that you're going to go with forward, which is sad because Josh Jackson is a very talented athlete, but he's also now missing player appearances and he's not showing up on the court well, and it's not looking good. Obviously, he's not.
He's really
not
struggling right now to finish at the basket. I've watched the last two games. The first game he was 0 for 7. Then he started the next game 0 for 5, and finally hit 2 baskets. He's really trying hard to show the team that he can score the ball. We don't need this. We don't need to see you do that.
No.
And when he gets the ball, he puts his head down and he goes to the basket, and dribbling behind his back and trying to make all these little fantastic moves, and then he throw up that little fadeaway or the step back. And I mean, he makes some of these shots sometime, but that's not playing with the team. That the team is starting to gel as a team, and he's the only one playing out of place right now.
And he's having a prototypical sophomore slump where it's just he's trying too hard, and the game still isn't coming to him. Where his first year, it was the same thing. He was trying too hard to let the game come to him. He was forcing everything, and it's the same thing this year. It's even worse, and unfortunately, it might be time to pull the trigger really early on him. And you might be able to get something back, but you might be even more well served to parlay it into a better player.
Put him and TJ together and get something back.
You could,
because look at the core now without TJ. They're playing pretty darn good together.
Yeah, for a long time now, it's been TJ who he's been out for so long.
Right, exactly.
The only problem is you're going to have to get
him. What is keeping him out? An ankle?
An ankle. I believe that there's a lot more to it, but. Of course there is, and unfortunately, his value is going further down the less and less tape we have on him for other GMs to see and to make a move on. So it's going to be complicated, but I think you could see those two and maybe Bender and or picks to put in place, maybe to get yourself an all-star type or maybe an up-and-coming power forward.
I think that's going to be the key. Well, of course, the first thing is going to be the key, of course, where do we fall in the draft? Okay, that's going to be the key. If we don't get the number 1 pick, you better be putting that dang pick together and getting some more people and putting those 2 players together in some package to bring somebody to get you over the hump. Maybe it won't be KD, but it's got to be somebody, some good veteran that's going to get this team over the hump, because they're not that far away. They have the defensive pedigree. They got a scorer that could close. I mean,
so why not?
They're not that far away.
Now it's all about buddy ball and all that stuff.
Yep.
We talked about this guy a couple months ago. He's one of Booker's best friends.
Oh, don't tell me Towns.
Hear me out. Now you have a center that can score. Ayton becomes your power forward. You've got a Twin Tower situation.
Wow, that is intriguing. Especially the way that dude's been balling ever since that car accident he got in. Did you see that?
He
came off that car. He said, man, my life was just flashed before and turned into a monster.
It's 24.5 points a game, 12.3 rebounds, and 3 assists.
before the accident and stuff, before that, he was passive. He was like, everybody was trying to say, dude, what happened to Carl Anthony? What
Jimmy
happened?
Butler shut him up is what happened.
Basically. After that accident, that dude turned into a beast. I mean, we talking not, he ain't settling for that dang 3 no more. He is attacking the rim.
Yeah, he missed today or yesterday with a knee injury, so they're optimistic he might be out for a while, but
that would be, I would love to have him on his squad. And you move Aiden to the forward? Woo!
Against the Wizards on the 9th, he dropped 40 points and 16 rebounds.
Wow. Yeah, that would be awesome, dude. I would love to have him.
You become one of the bigger teams in the NBA, size-wise.
Right. That's instant. That's instant progress. That's instant. Okay, we're definitely over a 500 team for sure.
Because small ball just becomes you can't run into the lane. If you're going to beat us, you're going to shoot threes, and you're going to have a good shooting night.
Right. Man, I could talk about this all night, man. That's a pretty darn good. Hey,
hot takes.
That's a good one. That's a good one. This is a Casual Sports Show. We keep running out of time, man. It's like we got a lot of things that I wanted to cover, but we got as far as we could go.
Yeah, and we like sleep, so.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to keep in touch with some of the other content, go ahead and follow us again on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course you're going to follow us for all of the info on the website www.ksrnaz.com. And also go ahead and subscribe there as well, because if you subscribe there, you open yourself up to being able to win some of the drawings that are going to be going down, and at the same time you get all the information sent directly to your email, and you won't miss a beat. So it's been another lovely Monday night, man. Gonna catch you next week. Catch the Bird Gang next week, and we go.
Later.